Hi, hello, good morning, everyone. I'm going to start this presentation with asking you a question, which is, if you had one wish related to museums, if you had a genie that could do something or concede something, what would that be? Some people may say that unlimited resources, probably having Robert in your museum, that would be great. A deeper understanding of your audience, maybe bringing visitors in, knowing when they come. Take a second to think about that, and I'll come back to that in a moment. So I'm Veronica, and I'm here representing Culture Hint. And if there's something you should know about me, is that I love museums. I love museums. I fell in love with them since I was super young. And in fact, I was lucky enough to travel abroad and see museums outside of my home country that just struck me. And it was amazing, and I saw incredible spaces and just interactive people, educators, just committed to the museum vision and mission, and I hardly ever saw that in my own home country. So, as I said, I saw impressive spaces, amazing details, and this always stuck with me. And after making a career in the field, logically, I kept asking myself how, and how can museums achieve this amazing impact? And even though the challenges of back then are clearly not the challenges of now, as we've discussed this past few days, I still wonder how can the efforts from the inside translate to kids, visitors, tourists, and locals, and obviously a community. So now perhaps that's my wish, to imagine new ways to innovate and to do things better. Now let's all connect those wishful thinking, and let's see what's coming in the next few minutes. So, all right, we're here, and I'm representing Culture Hint, as I said, and guess what? We love turning wishes into reality. And in this case, I'm going to present this case study that we had in Malta with a client, and where we increased visitor numbers by 11% at the Malta's National Center for Creativity. But let's start from the beginning. The Malta Digital Innovation Agency funded this project, and spearheaded by the Superintendents of Cultural Heritage of Malta. They wanted us to build a solid case on the study and use of AI combined with audience development techniques, and into giving insights to the Malta National Center for Creativity on how they could approach visitors better and understand the patterns of non-visitation, actually. So the Malta National Center for Creativity is this one. It's called Spazju Kreattivban in Maltese. And so here we landed in this beautiful, amazing 16th century fortress, as you can see in the picture, which is located in the capital city of Valletta, and it's in the very center of the city. And it's hosted in this fortress, which is called St. James Cavalier. And the structure is originally and architecturally designed, obviously, to keep people out. It's a fortress, but it now hosts this center of creativity and culture, and it has amazing exhibitions and events, and among many other things, cinema. It's incredible. Like their events are truly impressive. But the question here is why? Like, why aren't more people coming in, right? So this is the starting point of our study. And today I will walk you through these three main steps towards achieving the results that we did. So first, it's the survey section, then the big data section, which is our specialty, which is monitor, forecasting, and optimizing visitor flow, and then the results. So first up, we partner with Culture Venture, which is a Maltese company, and they're specialized in audience development. Like I said, they're based in Malta, and they launched a series of surveys in 4 phases in 2 strategic locations, as you can see on the screen. The yellow area, it's called Castile Square, and the pink area is called Ordnance Street. These are next to the museum, to the cultural center, obviously, which is those 2 little balls that you see over there. And these surveys were carefully crafted to understand locals, to differentiate them from tourists, culturally driven people, non-culturally driven people, and to grasp results that would better inform us to the motivations and actually the barriers of why people were not coming. These surveys were also designed to assign a conversion potential. So based on the answers of the people that were surveyed, we could assess the likelihood of them actually coming. Among the preliminary results, like you can see there, people said that if they would have more time, they would come, like around 55% of people said that if they would have more time, they would come. 55% said that if there would be a musical performance of their interest, they would be more likely to come. If there would be an art exhibition of interest, 48% said they would be more likely to come. And obviously, this could be applied in many places and common knowledge, but however, there was one important and key factor that helped us then develop the study furthermore. And it's that more than 60% said that they would be more likely to come if the space and the museum was free. But the problem is that the museum is free, and most events are free. So, in fact, this led us to the most important finding of this preliminary study, which was that when information was given about the historical building, respondents expressed more interest to come. And the thing was that there was a low awareness of the space. People did not know where we were, did not know about the center, and let alone the space and the fortress that hosts the space. So, knowing that, we come into the picture, and we moved on to the second stage of the project, which was our main work at Culture Hint. So we proceeded to use our in-house developed software and hardware, which is called Flow Hint, to keep an eye on how people interacted with Spazju Kreattiv physically. This meant using our devices, which are totally GDPR compliant. We do not collect personal data nor share it. And we use these devices to monitor the flow of people in the same two areas where the surveys were conducted. These devices and our software showed us not only the number of people that passed by, but also a detailed track of peak hours that hosted the most potential for conversion. Our devices are also crafted, and through AI monitoring, they're trained to understand locals that are just passing by through and tourists and differentiate them, and based on dwell time and among many other factors. So after this data was collected over several weeks, we come into the forecasting section. Our algorithm was able to forecast the number of footfall based on the collected data, but additionally, we integrated data from local events that could influence visitor flow. You see, most institutions tend to base their predictions solely on historical data of ticket sales. Say, last March, 5,000 people came in, so this March, you just approximate that they will be the same and whatnot. But, for example, we collect data worldwide every day to understand when tourists will come, flight data, cruise line data, and among other things. All of this is done on our end, which allows clients to access the perks of big data without the need of doing it themselves in-house. This led to this is a chain. This led to our final step, which was the optimization engine. Knowing the present numbers as well as the precise forecast, we're able to predict the optimal allocation of staff at the right place and at the right time. So we suggested an overcoming the low awareness of the space with information. Our engine created a schedule of shifts at the moments of highest probability, meaning the two spaces that were the most busy. And we created a schedule that would deploy staff to promote the center, the history, the activities, the event. And for Spazju Kreattiv, as you can see at the top, it looks like this, a web app that most importantly tells you the staff schedule, the movement of people, and we would provide the shift structure, and the only thing they would have to do was allocate the right employee. So fast forward to what happened. Indeed, staff was deployed at the right time with the right tools that positively impact the 11% increase in visitor numbers. Now, that's not just the numbers, it's steps towards making the wishes of this project a reality. The Superintendent of Cultural Heritage was extremely pleased with the project. They said that the team proved to be smart, efficient, and entirely dependable in concluding the most satisfactory results for the project. And in fact, the Digital Innovation Agency who funded this project was so pleased that they entrusted us with Culture Venture, the other partner company, to build upon this project, but on a bigger scale in Valletta, and later on to be rolled out in the entirety of Malta. So we understood people's motivations, we identified barriers, we gathered data, we did the optimal use of resources, and this is what we're looking for at the end of the day, to address change and increase those numbers. Now, here's the deal. The optimal use of resources and predicting visitors isn't just wishful thinking at this point. And in the past few days, we've been seeing the amazing impact of AI and the use of digitalization. So what are we looking forward now? We have to use the resources, access the data, and make these wishes truly come true. Whether that's increasing visitor numbers, whether that's increasing memberships, whether that's talking to a particular generation, this is just a glimpse into what's possible. In this case, we combined audience development techniques, which were the surveys, and AI and big data. So now I urge you to imagine what more we can do. This is just a bit of thinking outside the museum box. So I ask you again, if you had one wish, what could that be? Thank you.